Hey, I'm Sean Anderson of CHGO White Sox.
And I'm Greg Boysen of CHGO Blackhawks.
And this is CHGO Tavern Style, which is presented by Salerno's Pizza. Head over to the Grand Ave location and call 312-666-3444 to make a reservation today. I am very lucky, and I get to talk to Greg about Connor Bedard. How lucky are you? I get to talk about the White Sox. Yes, him again. All right. We talked about Dylan Cease for an entire offseason. And now they traded him. So the only person that we get to include in any of our headlines will be Luis Robert Jr. I know that you get, Connor Bedard, but hey, I mean, Nick Bedard. Nick Foligno's coming into the office today. So
Connor Bedard's line mate. We get to get a little bit of that rub on us today, with Nick Foligno coming in.
Hockey's fun because, the line mates get to eat too.
Exactly. Lots of line mates are going to get to eat over the next 15 years playing with number 98. That's for sure.
So Bedard's been on fire since he's come back since the broken jaw. We were walking into work yesterday talking about how maybe the fishbowl has given him confidence and how he should probably just play with it for the rest of his career. But I've looked into some stats, and I don't know if you know this, so now I want to ask you about it. And then I also want to ask you, who is Connor Bedard the best rookie since? Is it Connor McDavid? Can we go all the way back to Sid the Kid? But in the past 15 years, there have been 5 rookies, not named Bedard, that have scored over 0.9 points per game. Can you name the 2 that were over a point per game in the past 15 years?
15 years? Yeah. Well, geez, that's bad math. Is that... No, I'd be missing out on Ovechkin and Crosby. That's more than 15 years ago.
They're not included.
Right. Wouldn't have been Austin Matthews because he didn't have a lot of assists. He had a lot of goals. You kind of stumped me. I'm sure I'll go back like, oh man, I knew that, but
I'm gonna make you guess at least one.
Okay.
The past 15 years.
15 years,
point per game
or better.
Might have the first
rookie
name as Bedard.
Well, Connor McDavid, but he didn't play a full season.
Well, he's counted though.
Yeah, that's why I didn't think of him.
Okay,
he missed a lot of that season with a broken collarbone. But yes, he was. What is it? 46 points in 45 games or something like that?
48 and 45. Yeah. He was 1.07. And then Matt Barzal, 84 games, 85 points scored in that season. Bedard right now, 52 games, 51 points. Scored 18 in his past 13. Are we going to see at least a point per game from Bedard this year?
I think so, because who else is doing it on this team? And they're clicking. They've got some confidence. The power play is working.
14 goals in the past 2 games.
It's crazy. They've had 14 goals in the past 2 games. They scored 11 in the entire month of January. They had 11 goals in 12 games in January. It can happen. I mean, they play the Ducks again. They got 2 games against the Sharks coming up. So there's some bad teams on the schedule. Bedard's feeling it. Him and Philip Kurashev are on fire right now, and Nick Foligno's just there touching pucks and getting assists. So it's working. I think for sure he'll keep that point per game average going.
Well, we'll be happy with that because I got to bet that he's going to score at least 70 points this year, and I don't know if he'll play 70 games, but hey,
Hey, a couple more 5-point games and you're right there.
Right. 72 points in 69 games? Why not? We want to let you know about our friends over at Salerno's. Stop by Salerno's on tap this weekend and celebrate St. Patrick's Day with them. They're serving corned beef and cabbage, shamrock pizzas, and green beer. Visit them at 1201 West Grand Avenue in Chicago's Westtown neighborhood. You can also check them out at salernospizza.com or call them at 312-666-3444. The other players that are over a 0.9 points per game. Kaprizov, 55 games, 51 points. Elias Pettersson, 71 games, 66 points. And then Panarin, 80 games and 77 points. The thing with Bedard is that he's 18.
Right.
None of these guys, even McDavid. McDavid was 19 doing this. I mean, Bedard won't be 19 until July. Is this the best rookie since McDavid? Is he better than McDavid? Is that sacrilege of me to say?
I mean, sure, maybe. You could argue it's the best rookie season since Austin Matthews, who was after McDavid. He put up 40 goals in his rookie season, which is quite the feat. He's not at Connor McDavid level, and I don't know if he's ever going to get there. He's going to be close. He may, but what makes McDavid so special is McDavid's got the size and the speed and the skill. Bedard isn't as big as he is, doesn't skate as fast as he does, at least not yet. And these are all things he can improve on. But he's definitely up there. He's been as good as advertised, and he's getting better with every game. I think the injury was a blessing in disguise because he took some time back and now came back with a different perspective, came back a little smarter, definitely came back hungrier, more aggressive. Before, he was kind of like, hey, veteran guys, I don't want to upset you. I'm going to pass you the puck. Now he's like, screw it, I got to do it myself. And he's doing it.
It's fun to watch, too.
It's very fun to watch.
You bring up the 40 goals from Matthews. Bedard's currently at 20. Am I wrong to say that maybe Bedard has a better shot than McDavid? Like, could we see maybe 35 goals from Bedard at some point in his career?
In his career, for sure. Okay. I mean, he's going to hit 40, 50 goals at some point. Like, I said when they won the draft lottery.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, like I said when they won the draft lottery that Connor Bedard is going to have a better career here than Patrick Kane. Because Patrick Kane was more of the playmaker. Yeah, he scored some huge goals in Blackhawks history, but he was more the facilitator. Alex DeBrincat and Panarin have made a lot of money because they got to play with Patrick Kane. Where Bedard can do that, we've seen that with some of his passes, but he's also already has one of the best 3 shots in the game. So he's kind of like if you put Austin Matthews and Patrick Kane in the same body. So he could score 50, 60 and also still have 60, 70 assists. That's why they got to get some more help around him to pad those numbers.
I didn't know if you put Matthews and Kane together, you got a Canadian.
You did. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's science. Don't argue
with it.
Is it?
Okay. All right. I won't argue with it. But it's been extremely fun, and I'm extremely jealous that you get to watch Connor Bedard each and every night.
You get to watch him, too.
Well, that's true, but I guess
We'll trade for you. You can come on Blackhawks. We'll send Jay to White Sox.
Okay.
All right. Done.
All right. He could handle Herb. I know that for sure.
Yeah,
you, Mario can hang out.
Sure.
Let's do it.
Done.
All right, cool. That's been CHGO Tavern Style, presented by Salerno's Pizza. It's very exciting that Connor Bedard's in Chicago.
We all silly like the mayor.